Hi everyone! So I am just going to go ahead and do this live in the group so that everyone is available to have this free session. What I am going to do is invite some of the people who wanted in on this event to for sure get a notification to come and hang out with us live. So I'm going to give everybody a second to hop on this time. So as you guys are popping on, say hello, and this will be a replay, so you guys will just want to go ahead and skip over to about 2 minutes in so that you guys can skip over seeing up my nose hairs, etc., etc. Looks like it's only letting me invite friends, so I might just have to tag people in comments. Hi Rose, how's it going? I'm just tagging a few people so they know where to find us on here. So it'll just be a few minutes. Hello, hello, as you're hopping on. I must have spelt some people's names wrong, so they're not popping up on here. Just wanted to make sure that everybody gets their notification who wants to be here. Okay, we've got... So let me know in the comments, you guys, as you're hopping on, what your intention is to let go of. I would love for you to share that in the group. It's going to be a very influential session. So I think that your group members will absolutely gain a lot from what we have here. There's one name that I keep typing that's not going to come up, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip over that one. Maybe send her a message later. But yes, it's going to be very expansive. I think that your whole group will benefit from this one. I'm not a licensed professional by any means, but EFT is not something that you have to be certified in order to go ahead and facilitate. It's something that anyone can do, which is exactly why I want to teach you guys how to do this, because it's something you can just enjoy yourself, teach your friends, do this with your kids. It's just these little pressure points that are really easy to tap into, and it has a really big lasting effect. So we're just waiting for a few others to hop on. I think me tagging people are going to help. Sorry for the nose hairs, everybody. I know this isn't my most flattering angle, but we're rolling with it for just another moment while some people are hopping on. So, like I said, we'll just have to fast forward on the replay. Here we go. And we've got them already. We've got... I did not expect to have to write everybody's name. I was going to go live in the actual event itself, and it did not allow me to do so. But I'm glad that so many of you were as interested in this as you have been. About 2 more names to write, people. Thank you guys all for being so patient while I tag some people in here. I just want to make sure. Some people thought that I had already done it, and they were like, why didn't I get notified? So I was like, no, you have not missed it. We are here now, and I'm pretty sure that's everybody. Okay, I believe that's everybody who signed up in the event. And like I said, I couldn't go live in the event itself. So we're going live here, and that just means that everybody's going to be available to access this anyways. So welcome, 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 everybody. As you're popping on, go ahead and say hello and what your intention is to let go of if you feel comfortable sharing. Just let me know what it is you're releasing as we do this. It's definitely a private modality that you guys are going to want to keep a lot of this private, but a lot of it is also going to be something that sharing is really going to assist you on this process of really releasing. It really takes that releasing to the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to start with what the pressure points are themselves. To very start, we have the wrist, which is like the karate chop spot, which is right here. So this is the first place that you're going to want to tap. And from there, we go to the center of the head, which is like the top of the head. And it doesn't matter if you switch your hands in the process. You don't have to keep your hands all of this on the left hand, all of this with your right hand. You can switch it up as you go just so you don't get tired. The next one is the middle of your eyebrows. In between the two eyebrows. Or if you're getting to where you want to do this a little bit, you can go around. But it's this eyebrows spot. And from there, the temple. You can be writing this down. We have the palm, karate chop, the top of the head, middle of the eyebrows, and the temple. And this is where people will rub when they have a migraine, and it's because it is one of these EFT points. From that, we have under the eye, which is this little, your bags or your eyes or your cheekbone. That's another one. You can really feel the vibration when you're pushing here. In your little eye socket. So it's really cool because it has an expansive feeling to it. From under the eye, we go under the nose, right above your lip here in the center. And from there, the chin, right in the center of the cleft. Then we have a collarbone. And you can switch this. You can do one whole round with your left hand and one whole round with your right hand. So it's switching the side of the face. And then the next one is under the ribs. So where your bra strap is. They call it the bra strap. So boys, you're going to have to get creative on where you think the bra strap is. It's right there. So just kind of like a monkey doing this. So you'll look a little silly, but that's okay. Because I will teach you guys also like a smaller version of this you can do in public that's not nearly as all over the place. So after you're done with the bra strap spot, you're going to go to the wrist, which is here. And then you're ready to start again with the karate chop spot. Then top of head again, and you're going to keep this going. Eyebrow, temple, under the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, and monkey. So now what I want you guys to be doing as you're going through this whole phase, go ahead and keep going. I'm just going to talk. So as we're going through this, you want to do this several times. But for the first little bit that you are going through this whole section, you're just going to feel the bad feelings. Which sounds a little crazy, but to me it's just like you want to know what it is you're releasing and do so intentionally. So what you want to do is really be feeling if it's a relationship that you're really looking to express and really let go of, you're going to think of this person's name. You're going to think of how you felt when you read a really shitty letter. You're going to think of how you felt when you went through their phone and found something you didn't want to find. You're going to go through and think about what you felt when you looked at yourself in the mirror after you knew they had cheated on you. You're going to be feeling all these negative feelings, and you're going to get fired up. And you're going to allow yourself to get fired up. Hey, Taylor, how's it going? Hello, Rose. So you're going to get fired up as you're tapping these points. And what that's going to be doing is consciously or subconsciously, you're going to be releasing through these points this feeling that you're getting fired up and really getting down to the core and pushing yourself to feel. Because a lot of times we think, oh, I don't want to play the victim. I don't want to be, you know, in this state of depression, so I'm not going to think about it. And that's when this modality comes in handy, because it gives you that deliberate feeling, that deliberate, I'm going to go ahead and go through this because I have a way out, because I know this is going to work, right? And that brings me to your second or third time around. If you feel like the feelings have come out and you feel like you have felt as much as you need to feel on a painful level with this relationship, with this job, with whatever is going on, whatever you're releasing, and you feel like all the pain is there and it's all built up and it's all stemming and boiling within you, then you're going to go through the whole process again. And this time you're going to say a few things rather than saying the person's name and what happened and what really fired you up about it. Instead, you're going to say a few things. And this is going to sound odd because we're going to use possible and possibilities rather than distinct I am statements and distinct I will statements, because we want to be working with the ego and that left brain that wants to control and jump in and tell you what to do and get between you and this healing process. We want to be taming it, but we can't really just control it because it will want to take over and fight back. So what we do instead is we try and convince it with maybe. So we're going to go through the process. So we do this wrist here, and we're going to say, even though I had this experience, I believe there is likely a positive path for me to follow. I can probably enter a new direction with a positive emotional response. Maybe there is a solution to getting through this. Maybe there are people who support me and who I am at my core. Maybe it's okay for me to feel this way, and maybe it's okay for me to take a new direction. Perhaps there is a better serving belief that I can believe about myself that will be expansive for me. And you can interchange all of these things to be whatever it is that you want. I like the idea of maybe there's a new path, maybe there's a solution, maybe I'm allowed to feel this way, maybe I was supposed to feel this way, etc. So you're going to go through this whole process as you're saying these things and over again. Now this is a process for a reason, not a solution. We're calling this a technique or a modality or a process, not a one-time fix-all. Just make sure you're patient with yourself. As we've been going through on Mondays, all of this patience, non-judging. You don't want to judge yourself if you're still feeling that high, cluttered feeling that we started with. Okay, so keep the patience alive. But you want to go through here and make a list of the experience itself and how that felt, and then a reflection. Maybe there's a way for me to create a solution. Maybe there's a way for me to tap into a solution and get help from somebody who wants to lead me through this. Maybe there are people who want to support my core and my purpose and my mission, and I don't need to be afraid anymore. Maybe I don't need to be afraid of these feelings anymore. And you're going to tap this way. And if the feelings come up and stay, I'm just randomly now, okay, we'll just stay in process here. But then you go through these maybe moments, right? And you're telling your ego, maybe you don't need to be in control. Maybe we can just trust. And that's the next one you're going to go through when you go through all of these points is love, accept, and trust. So you're going to say, I love, accept, and trust my mind, and then I love, accept, and trust my body. I love, accept, and trust my soul. I love and accept my purpose, my mission. I understand, love, and trust my past. I accept, love, and trust my ex. I love, accept, and trust this experience. I'm just gonna take a drink. So we start with your body, your experiences, what you've been through, and specific things. I love, trust, and accept this, that, and the other thing, and be specific. And it's going to depend on what you are releasing. And then from there, we're going to say, I love, accept, and trust divine timing. I love, accept, and trust that there are divine forces that work with me and provide me with solutions. I love, accept, and trust the universe. I love, accept, and trust the angels, and you can have specific angels in mind. If Michael has been calling to you, Raphael, Ezekiel, Gabriel, any of those are really calling to you, then go ahead and use those. If you pulled a card in the morning and you said, oh wow, this really called to me, and it's Ho'oponopono or some sort of angel or ancient person, ancient, like there's white buffalo calf woman, there's so many different of these entities, right? You can say Jesus of Nazareth, if that's what you believe in. If you believe in God the Eternal Father, then go ahead and tell yourself this and say, I love, accept, and trust this higher source. And I love, accept, and trust that this higher source is here to protect me. And then you can say, I love, accept, and trust that I am on my highest path. I love, accept, and trust my ability to make decisions. I love, accept, and trust my own boundaries. I love, accept, and trust my mission, my purpose, and my path. And go through all of these things. So there's 3 key methods that we want to work through, which is first feeling the feelings of what it is you want to release and to feel them completely and to let your body radiate with the pain, the misfortune, the issue itself, what was in hand, your boundaries being compromised, your self-worth being compromised, and really feel that fire you up. And then the second part is to, I believe that there is another path. I choose to believe there's a possibility of a higher vibration. I choose to believe that there is a solution and there's a probability that I will get through this and be okay. And that tells your ego or your left brain, okay, it's just a possibility. I don't need to overreact and think to myself, oh, I need to keep keeping her safe. I need to continue making this process hard because I'm protecting. And if you need a little bit more on that whole masculine wound, that was the live from a little earlier today, just a few minutes ago, I think an hour ago. I was live for the Monday healing in Mountain Medicine Mindset, and that went over the masculine wound and why a lot of times our ego is trying to overcompensate, and it's to protect the female body, which processes emotions and feels those emotions. So this is a process that works with both of those entities at the same time. And that is what's so important about this particular modality, is that you're talking to your logical brain, you're tapping your emotional body. Oh, I forgot the wrist. You have the wrist here, and then the karate chop spot, and then back to the top of the head. And we just go through this process and let it just kind of become a cycle, like a, what do you call it, no-brainer. You let it just become second nature to just go through. And then you're saying these different things out loud to yourself and really feeling them deep down in your core. And that's really what makes or breaks these practices, is whether or not you're believing what it is you're saying. And that's why I encourage you guys to create your script, essentially, and say, okay, I'm here to release problems in love and relationships and trust. And then you say, I had this experience, which made me feel this way. And then you feel that completely and deeply. Then you say, I choose to believe that there's probably good men or women out there. I choose to believe there's probably somebody out there that's going to treat me in a loyal and trustworthy manner. I choose to believe that there is a solution to the way that I've been feeling about love and relationships. And don't forget the risks. I keep forgetting the risks. But that is overall the big way to do this. Now I'm going to go over the public way of doing this, which is just we don't always have the ability to be all over the place with our hands. So if you're out in public and you want to do this also, you're going to want to use your hands, just your fingers, and you want to have the side of your cuticle. And it can be either side, but it's like this part of your nail, and you can tap all of your fingers at the same time in an interval. So you'll have your side of your cuticle here, and we want to do every finger except for the ring finger. That one has so much blood running through it that it's not an actual energy point. So every finger but the ring finger. If you forget and you end up doing it, it's not a huge deal. But this way you're kind of discreet about it and you're just kind of tapping your fingers. And it can be very simple and something you can do under a desk or under a chair, that not everybody needs to know exactly what it is that you're up to. You can just be thinking about what it is you're releasing, those feelings themselves. Then of course your maybe statements. Perhaps there's a solution. Perhaps I don't need to feel this way. Perhaps I could trust the process. And then at the end saying, I vow, or I strive, or I choose to now love, accept, and trust my body. I love, accept, and trust my soul, my mind, and go through those things over and over again and really feel that trust happening and trusting yourself to create this healing, because it comes from you yourself, your core, not necessarily anybody else. So make sure that as you're going through this, your core is really behind what you're saying. So that's why I encourage you so much to create this yourself, create what you're going to say yourself so that it is pertaining to you. Use whatever you believe in as your sage, your source, your divine, and bring that source in. Like I said, specific angels, specific statues of liberation, Jesus of Nazareth, or God, or the universe, spirit, the divine, the archangels. There's so many different things that you can believe in. There's Shiva and Medusa, and you can believe in so many things all at one time, and bring and invite those sources in and say, I trust you to take the lead. I trust you to create this plan with me, and bring those sources to the table so that yourself, your feminine side and your masculine side, can work together with other sources to really bring forward that healing. So I hope this was helpful, everybody. Go ahead and comment when you guys replay. I will make sure to comment that we started about 5 minutes because I had to go through and tag everybody that was in the event. I'm sorry that it is in the group instead of the actual event page. But I am so happy that you guys are here. Let me know how this process worked for you. Go ahead and fill my inbox with your guys' experiences. I want to hear how this worked for you. So definitely keep me updated on your experience. I will see you guys tomorrow for Law of Attraction Day. I love you all dearly. I will see you all very, very soon.